Hey everyone, and welcome to Uncharted Realms' weekly event. It's Friday, so we're coming at you with another 6-rounder of Blitz action at the Armory format. So you know that means we're giving away some Armory promos as well here in round 5 or round 6, so make sure you're staying tuned for that. But we got an awesome start to the game here. Caleb is going to pilot Dash in round 1 for us, while Ryan is going to showcase the Bravo. Getting his last little reps in on the Guardian before he switches out for the Ice Guardian, I would imagine, here in the next couple of months. For those following the spoilers, it's getting spicy or chilly out there, depending on how thematical you want to get on it. But we got a nice, like I said, 6-rounders. This is round 1 of it, and we're coming into the game on Ryan as our turn 1 player, and he's going to lead things off with a Zealous Belting, coming in with 5, and it should have go again there. He does have a card with power cost greater than Zealous's base cost, so it does have go again. So a little bit of a go wider Bravo style here. Caleb gonna take the 2, fall to 18. Ryan gets our first blood of the series, of the event, of the day. Great way to start it out on your turn 1. I like it. But Caleb here, he's gonna be looking to just keep his health high. Actually, with that setup, he may be looking a little bit more aggro. Remember, it is Blitz, so Dash is gonna be super incentivized to have these 0 to 60s and zipper hits just come in quick. It can get there pretty heavy. But now we got Ryan following through with the Stamp of Authority to increase his intellect up to 5. And man, that's a pretty good turn 1 here from the Bravo. It really is. So attack action cards do not trigger when they hit is also a key here. Not exactly a super detriment to Dash. The only thing I believe it really affects or super relevant to is the facts of the Dominate, the ability to give it Dominate. I'm blanking on the card right now, but that's likely the only card that would be affected here. Well, or the Command and Conquer, but Ryan doesn't have one there in the Arsenal zone. But so Caleb coming in is our tempo player to start. Leans into the induction chamber right away. So he looks like he's more into just the pistol action. He's just going firing away, just pew, pew, pew. And I'm not, not against it. It's more of a setup mode. It's more risky here in Blitz, but hey, you know what? I get to say pew, pew a whole bunch this game. And so I am all about it. How are you guys doing today? Let's me not forget. How is everyone doing? Who do you have in this match? Who do you got winning? Bravo or Dash? I think my vote's going to be Ryan here, especially knowing now that Caleb is on more of a setup Dash, looking to do pistol shots and items, where Ryan's just got this more of a go wider sort of Bravo. And maybe even has some tall attacks in here. Of course he's running the crippling crutches and whatnot, but that's where my vote goes. Where does yours go? Caleb or Ryan? Dash or Bravo? Let's see who gets more right tonight. So far, I think last week I was pretty bad on my guesses, but Kevin pulled it out for me. I believe that was last week. So it's Ryan Seismic Surge is the start off of Tectonic Plating. 1 resource cost there. So Showtime was the pitch, so 2 more floating, which he's going to spend into Bravo's ability. That's going to give his next attack action card Dominate. So Ryan's setting himself up here for a pretty big attack. It's only going to be a yellow disable, though. It does have Dominate. Coming in for 8 with Dominate. And Ryan should have some floating mana there. He pitched 2 blues for this, so he should have 1 floating, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to use that. The crush effect here is like the Command and Conquer. Caleb has no defense declared, but move to reaction and is going to Fate Foreseen for 4. It still is going to have the crush right now. And Caleb has a defense reaction out of Arsenal. So we got a very defensive Dash today. Look at that. Not only is it just straight setup, it is straight defensive. Key thing to note there is those 2 cards plus the Command and Conquerors are not mech cards. So it doesn't look like Caleb cares about boosting at all. Or if he does, he doesn't have a guarantee. Most mech players like the guarantee here. But Caleb says, nah, baby, nah. Need to get this setup dash to survive, especially in a quick format like Blitz. So great tech pieces there in his deck. I like the construction. So our first feud of the rounds, starting off, 2 damage coming in. No defense there from Ryan. Caleb gives it go again on the induction chamber, once per turn reaction. Caleb's gonna restock up his steam counters. Has 1 left. Could come back in with that pistol if he wanted to. Yep, that's what he does. Comes in with the pistol for 2, and that should end Caleb's turn there. He'll arsenal and pass after that. Ryan's going to take 2. Follow the 16, and Caleb is going to end his turn. So over to Ryan's turn. After that, Ryan's going to have the full grip to work with and 1 there in arsenal, just like Caleb. Well, actually, not like Caleb. Caleb only had 2 cards to work with. Ooh. 3 cards. 3 cards, excuse me, because he blocks twice when one of those came out of arsenal. Oh, boy. I'm already forgetting the first round. But Ryan starts it off 3 life more. All that damage he just took doesn't really matter. Effectively took 1 damage over the turn. Brings it to 18 and 19. Sigils are absolutely awesome in Blitz. They give you a 1/7 of your life total back and can straight throw off the math in a very tempo heavy format. You don't have the same life as you do in Class Constructed to regain that tempo as what you would normally do if you're in that format. But in Blitz, you don't have that option. So you have to really play with a little bit of a different speed. And Ryan here, he wants more life. Blessing of Deliverance. He's going to try to gain some more life on his next turn. He's going to go ahead and draw back up on his turn after that blessing. He doesn't want to come in with an attack, so Caleb keeps his full grip, but remember, he is facing some life gain on the next turn. Caleb starts with a steam counter on the pistol. We can get another pew here. There's our first pew. 2 damage coming in. Ryan thinking. No blocks there from Ryan. Caleb gives it go again, thanks to the induction chamber. So Ryan falls to 17. Don't forget, Blessings is still on the field. And that would be awesome if Ryan also had a Tome of Feindal in the Arsenal zone. That would be pretty disgusting. I know Bravos play it. Now we see Ryan doesn't have the Mage Master boots where Caleb does. But I have seen the Bravos run the Mage Master boots to go ahead and get tomes and the like out. So that way it doesn't cost them that action point. They can do it as a instant when they go to cast the tome. So Caleb, we see that the second pew. This is the pew. No blocks here from Ryan, but wants to have a reaction here. Ooh, might be a little bit aggressive there. As my producer refreshes the life. 18 to 17 is it? Ryan decides not to sink. So we'll go into Ryan's turn with 3 cards in his grip, but blessing trigger at the start. And he does have, I believe, a seismic surge token to work with as well. Yes. So blessings. So let's see what he gets off the top. Potentially up to 3 life here. So I have 1 right now. 2. Chokeslam Immutable. And a Towering. So that's going to be all 3. King of 3. Look at that. Ryan sends it back up to 20. It's like he took no damage at all. Oh boy. And that will That's not too bad of a blessing hit, if I don't mind saying. um, you know what? 3 for 3 is pretty decent. 20 life. Ryan's gains a total of 6 life this game so far. Keep that in mind, guys, when you're looking at these life totals. Caleb sitting at 18. Hey, he's done 6 damage, but Ryan just shrugging it off right now, doing the Guardian thing, being rock solid. I don't know if I can say that until the next Guardian comes out, but maybe a lot more Earth jokes coming out here in the next set. So definitely stick around for him. Anothos is the start, coming in for 4. This could be a pummel turn here for Ryan. The classic Anothos kind of lines is swing with the Nothos with 1 in the pitch zone, then come out with a pummel, pitching another cost card with 3 or greater, and pump it up to 10 total. Nothos raises itself up to 6, and then pummel raises it another 4. But this is not going to be the case right now. Ryan's just going to put a card in Arsenal and pass his turn. Okay. So Ryan just wanted to keep it a very simple turn, trying to set himself up for something big. If I'm Caleb, I'm thinking that might be a crippling crush. We just saw Caleb also sigil himself. So a lot of sigils today. Caleb up to 21. I thought this was Blitz here, but I stand corrected, guys. This is feeling like a classic constructed game. We're a fair amount of turns into this game as the first pew comes across from Caleb, and he gives it go again. We're a few turns into this game, and neither one of our players on the scoreboard, at least, has taken any damage. In fact, Caleb is plussed up on it. Now we see Ryan takes the first 2. Again, his second first 2. And speaking of seconds, here comes the second pew, the plasma pistol coming in yet again for another 2. That will take Caleb's action, though. And Caleb will put 1 in Arsenal. 1 stuck into the hands. He couldn't get rid of it. So far, I'm a little bit interested in Caleb's choice of equipment. I've yet to see any relevant attack actions that he might want to use with the Goliath gauntlets or boost potentials to use his chess piece. So maybe Caleb's setting that up and waiting for later. Maybe just been there to pump up his Command and Conquers. Now we saw 1 already go to the bottom, but if he has it available, if he sees another one here in this game, it wouldn't be too bad. So yeah, I was correct about Ryan. We went over to his turn, and while I was yapping, he did a whole bunch of things, which made a crippling crush come in for 11. So we see Caleb block with the chess piece. His crippling crush does not have dominate. So Caleb is, I believe it does not have dominate. I didn't hear that, but Caleb doesn't even need it. That Fate Foreseen came out of Arsenal. So 1 card out of the hand, his chess piece, and a Fate Foreseen means Caleb will take 2 and fall to 19. So 19 to 16, going into Caleb's turn. Ryan did have the crippling crush. It was not exactly crippling or crushing, but it at least started some attrition game on the equipment of Caleb, and maybe neuters his turn a little bit. But Caleb seems just okay to fire away with this pistol time and time again. So here we go. First pew. Almost rinse and repeat. I think Caleb might just have recorded. Might be like Speed. He recorded. They sat very still and recorded himself, and is just replaying it over his camera, time and time again. So Ryan blocks it with the Fate Foreseen. That one came out of hand. Noticeably, that's Fate Foreseen red. So it blocks 4, so it is a little bit of an overblock, but Ryan was able to scry. Biggest keynote there is that it only pitches for 1. So Ryan is definitely incentivized to get out of the hand, cycle some up. So Purifier is the next step here for Caleb after he gave that pistol go again. But the Purifier, as is explained here by Caleb, for everybody else that can't hear that, it's going to plus up the pistol. So Caleb can pay to get a steam counter on it, and he can remove the steam counter once a turn to give the pistol +1 until the end of turn critically. So you action it away before you start with your first pistol attack, and then all the pistol attacks there on out get even stronger. So Caleb's looking to get the money number of 2 to get his pistols up to 4. So that means no matter what Ryan blocks with, or not necessarily no matter what, but it's going to guarantee at least a card out of the hands to block it all right now with just the 1 purifier. But once he gets the second one, he starts threatening 2 cards out of the hands. And that's where you start to see the strength of Dash. So Caleb still in the setup phase. Ryan has a lot of time here to work with to see if he can't get something done. But he's going to start it off. Seismic Surge token into Blessings. And then swinging with a Nothos. So this should be coming in for 6. Yep, so 6 coming in. Now, we're starting to get the bigger attacks here from Ryan. I like seeing this. He's going to get stuck with the card in his hand, though. Unless it is an instant he can fire off or a reaction, but he has no resources floating there. Caleb is going to block 3 of it and then sigil for 3 and take no life. So, 19-16. As we move back into Caleb's turn. Ryan's going to clean up. Both players for the last couple of turns have gotten stuck with a card in hands after already having one in arsenal, but now you see Caleb's opened up his slot. And we'll see if he gets a chance to put a card in there too. So Caleb's going to start by putting on steam counters. Ooh, actually, hold on. He's only going to make 1 steam counter, and then Goliath Gauntlet. This may be that Command and Conquer I keep hearing about. Yes, it is. This one's coming in for 8. Ryan will need 3 cards out of the hand if he wants to prevent his arsenal from getting destroyed. Key note here, Command and Conquer is not going to be able to play defense reactions, which Bravo likes to do to prevent this attack. We'll see if Ryan cares about that card in arsenal. Now, he does still have equipment he can use, has the boots. This is the time to use it. If he can get his equipment in such a stage that he only needs to block with, I believe, 1 card out of the hands. He can get 5 on equipment, but wants to go all with cards out of the hands. So, gonna block in 9. Caleb's not against it. He likes it. So Caleb moves 1 to the arsenal. Critically there, Caleb could have pitched to put steam counters on, but likes the card more than he likes the counters, which is a little bit surprising to me, considering that he has the purifier out. So we'll have to keep a close eye on what that card is. We got a classic constructed Blitz game here for you guys. I'm telling you. Ryan's going to gain 1 life because he hit Pummel and Blessing as the other 2. And then Showtime was the last one. So Ryan goes back up to 17. These life totals are just refusing to move. Ryan's Seismic Surge token goes away. And Ryan will draw and pass his turn on that, opting not to make another Surge token. Okay, yeah, both players preferring to set up over functioning on some actions. So again, we'll have to keep an eye on what Ryan comes out of hand. He likely had a blue card there that he just wanted to save for later and guarantee a big attack he has in arsenal. He spent a lot of resources to protect it. That wasn't even his equipment, so he must really like this card. Now Caleb starts with a counter on the induction chamber. He did pitch a red immovable, so he did not have anything floating after that. So combustible carrier is the second pitch. This one's a blue this time, so Purifier gets up. Token is removed from Plasma Purifier. Pistol's going to come back. Pistol's going to come in the first time for 3. First counter on. Likely going to see Caleb spin to give it go again. And load up the Purifier and Pistol again. So, yeah, attack reaction, give Pistol go again. Ryan, defense reaction, Fate Foreseen to block and opt 1. Ooh, careful there, Ryan. Don't want to mix up hidden zones and ops, but he kept it separate enough that we're fine with that. Just remember when you're playing your games that I know I do this sometimes being a Kano player. I'll start putting cards out on the field, ordering my next turn, and they'll start to get mixed up, and I'll be like, well, wait a minute. This isn't legal. My opponent can't see this. I can see it, and I know my turn's going to suck, but my opponent doesn't know that, so I got to make sure it's all above board. So Ryan keeping himself alive. Caleb pitching a tome. I'm really hoping to see a tome into the Arsenal zone. He has the Mage Master boots to do it. So Caleb reloads up and sends it again. Another 3 coming at Ryan. It's almost like you could slice this game in half here, because I think we're finally about to start seeing some serious movement on our life totals. Ryan blocks the pistol with the blessings. Caleb's still looking for that second purifier. Draws up to 3. Another card left in there. And that Arsenal card that he kept to not load up is still in there and did not use it. So leaves me questioning what it is. I'm very interested now. Curiosity's got me. I think that's probably why I have a few cats around. If you know, you know. Ryan starts it off with the Nothos. This may be a pummel turn. We do see a pummel in his pitch zone. Actually, no. Well, it would have to be a pummel out of Arsenal to pump this up for 10. But Ryan at least sneaks 1 in there. Not exactly the biggest Bravo turns in the world, but gets the damage and passes away. Gets a card out of the hand as well. And Ryan goes up to 4 cards with 1 in Arsenal. Over to Caleb's turn. 3 cards in hand, 1 in Arsenal. Does have 2 counters on his key pieces of equipment, but needs to get a counter on the pistol. So here we go. Mage Master boots. Let me guess. Tome. Next attack action card gains go again. Next non-attack, excuse me. Oh, it's not a tome. It's going to be a Spark of Genius. Caleb's going to go searching. Go searching his deck. Get an induction chamber. It's going to come out in the field. I think he needs to pay for that. Yeah, 1 second. All right, guys, we got it clarified there. Yeah, we just Spark of Genius. You do have to pay it. It is a double X there in the cost. So if you want a 2, you need to pay 4. So Caleb had to pitch there, and that will end his turn. Unfortunately, as it is, pop the boots, but that is life. That is life. Unfortunately, we all been there. I'm there more often than not. As unfortunate as it sounds. But Caleb, still not a bad turn. Gets a setup. I thought he was going to go for the induction or the purifier more than the induction chamber. I thought 2 attacks for 4 is a little bit better than 3 attacks for 3. But you know, math's not my strong suit. So Ryan, over into his turn, didn't have to block for anything. It's got an entire tempo advantage if he wants to, and gets to make a surge token. And potentially makes a dominate effect here for Bravo. So should still have 2 floating, whether he's represented or not. But coming in with the Nothos for 6. He's got 2 cost 3 in the bin. You don't have to visually display your floating resources. You do have to keep track of it, and you do have to announce to your opponent whenever that information changes. It's considered public information. So Caleb goes no blocks, moves to reactions. So red unmovable from Arsenal. And he's going to block an entire 7. So 7's greater than 6. At least I can math that right. Oh, excuse me, 8. 8. Oh, my bad. Again, that's what I told you. Math is horrible. My math is so bad, guys. Well, I'm used to playing the yellow one, all right? Because I've been toying around with the classic constructed prism, a very tanky prism, and it's not too bad. Especially seeing all of these attack reaction stuff getting spoiled, the defense reactions. I mean, they're already meta, but they're going to be even just more money, especially when you want to block some of these attack action card damage effects, if they do get pumped up. So going into Caleb's turn, he's got 3 cards to work with to start. Starts loading stuff up, pumps up the pistol. This is where I thought he was going to make it up to 4. You just get crucial card advantage on that. But I'm going to start off with 3. Didn't want the guaranteed damage yet. Just wanted the ability to do it a whole bunch. So, first pistol shot, first pew. We're going to get 3 pews here. Most likely. Caleb gives it go again. Ryan takes 3. So now we finally get some health totals changing. I swear you guys just haven't been looking at... I swear we didn't record this and just run it back at you guys a couple times. I'm telling you, I get speed vibes right here. Great movie, though. Well done, sitting on the bus. They all sit super still and trick the guy watching them as they all get off the bus before it blows up. It makes a pretty sweet highway jump, too, but... You know, physics might be a little bit crazy. So, Caleb. I mean, I'm over here talking about speed. Another pistol shot. Ryan's deciding. All right. Caleb gives it go again. Ryan falls to 11. We had 11 as well. I think Caleb missed, but they agreed on 10 and 10. I think we're gonna. Yeah, so it was 11. Just wanted to double check. We're pretty confident about it. Caleb had just missed Ryan's 1 game from the blessings. It wasn't a total whiff. It took him once. Caleb's just going to reload up and shoot again. Pew, 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 pew. So I'm sorry. It gets four attacks here. Oh, man, my math is horrible. Horrible today. And Ryan's going to block it with the sink below, not sinking. And that's going to pass it up for Caleb's. Going into Ryan's turn. Seismic Surge token pops. Ryan used his life to make a big attack, and it's going to be a big attack. Crippling Crush is going to be it. And Ryan crucially kept a card in his hands and did not give this Dominate. Oh, card. Yeah, no, that's Crippling Crush. Crippling. Ryan's considering making it actually give it Dominate and asking to get a little revert there. And that's what we're going to do. So, Bravo gives it Dominate and then Crippling Crush for 11 with a crush effect of if it deals 4 more damage, Caleb will have to discard 2 cards out of his hand and at random. Doesn't even get the choice there. Pretty decent effect. Ryan starts with 1 card from hand. It's 3. Let's see if he's got another unmovable from the arsenal. That would be too good. Oh my god, it did. That's going to be another 8. So that's going to be 11 total. This one I can math out though. Yeah, 11 total. And Caleb had the pieces. Not too shabby. Very defensive dash. I was talking about defensive prism. We got defensive dashes looking fun. Looking fun, to be fair. It's a little bit slower slower of games, but you know, I know a lot of you guys like the class constructed sometimes too. You know, you can still get that on Blitz. You just play defensive dash. So Caleb, it's back to his turn. 2 cards in hand to work with. First one he's going to use to pitch and load up. Does not load the purifier. Wants to keep his 2. That says to me we might have cycled back around to his command and conquer. Even though there's nothing there in the arsenal for Ryan, this could be a pretty good or just or maybe it's an item. You know, this is a defensive dash and could have another purifier there. Yeah, if he had another purifier, that wouldn't be too shabby. He is going to give it a go again. Ryan did block it with his equipment. And let's see. Oh, okay, so 1. No, just goes in with the pistol again. So coming in for another 2. I would think that could be a tome in his hands, but not having the Mage Master boots kind of makes me think not. Caleb's going to give this go again. All right, so let's see what he does with that last resource. All right, coming out of the hand, it's going to be... It is a tome, though. Okay. All right. And that's going to end Caleb's turn there. He'll move to clean up and pass. I wish he would have kept his Mage Master boots for this. This would have been pretty money to start with. That could have been a pretty big turn here for Caleb. For those that are when Caleb goes to watch this back, or for those also wanting to learn the dash, if he had kept his Mage Master boots, he could do the tome. He's really looking to arsenal the tome to get the life as well. But even without it, you do the Mage Master boots into the tome, into the draw 2. The Mage Masters means it's not going to spend his action point, and then he gets to load up and shoot away as much as he wants with all that extra resources from the cards, and likely still get an arsenal. But in this case, Caleb did what he could. Still sitting 4 life to the positive here in this matchup as we go into Ryan's turn, as he's been maneuvering away here, making a surge token, sigilling, and having an Anothos tack for 6. So far, our players are playing pretty well, though, all things considered, keeping their life totals high. They're both going for more of a defensive strategy. And, you know, when you look at health totals, it's been pretty successful. Caleb spins 1 card out of the hands. Caleb's going to block, only 3 of it, as we see there. 6 over 3 is going to send him down to 15. And Ryan's going to arsenal a card and pass. I would imagine arsenal. I might be speaking too soon, though. No, he likes it. Ooh, must be a blue pitch. Wants to keep it. And that means Ryan might have a nice spicy turn back on his end. We're into Caleb's. He's got 3 cards to work with in his hands, plus a card in arsenal. Starts to load up. Both induction chambers loaded. I imagine we'll see a load up of the purifier. There we go. 2 floating there. And we're going to start to see the pews. So pistol's pumped up to 3. He's going to come in with the first one. So anyways, I just started blasting. That's what Caleb's trying to do. Ryan can still block this with the 1 card out of the hands. Ooh, gets rid of a stamp of authority there. Interesting to note. Does not, wants to keep his life total high. Does not want to use, or does not want to get the intellect. Caleb gave it go again. Comes in again. Another 3. And we're going to see rinse repeat of that here. Right after this, so... Get ready to see the same actions. Ryan going to block with his equipment. Blocks for 3. Caleb gives it go again. Pitches a high-speed impact. Loads up. Yep, wants to load up all of his items again. Oh, no. Wants to come in with a Command and Conquer. Look at that. We did cycle back around to it. I like it. Ryan's not going to block it. He's going to take the 6. He didn't have anything there in Arsenal, and he had the option to put something in Arsenal, but maybe he read the situation. I'll give him credit for that. Whether he did or not, he gets the credit for it. Ryan no longer has any equipment available to use to block, but he does still have a Hope Merchant's Hood. If he wants to cycle out cards in his hand, we see Caleb also has the Hood and could shuffle any number of cards that he has in hand back into the deck. So, in Ryan's turn, he's going to think about it. Little admin stuff. Sorry about that, guys. But as Ryan was considering there, coming in. Oh, I didn't catch it. It's a 7 attack with no dominate. Oh, he did give it dominate. So it's not a spinal. Spinal comes in for 9 on 5 resources. I believe that's a cartilage. Oh, a disable. You got it. Or maybe not. It looks like disable. Oh, it's a blue disable. You got it. Blue disable. Caleb's going to spin his equipment and a card from the hand to take 3. Did not get crushed there. Caleb did not have a card in the arsenal, but we are going to have to call time on that one, and we're going to go ahead and let him know. Hey, guys. How's it going? Hey, that's going to be time on the round. So it'll be active player +1. All right. Sounds good, guys. Good luck. All right. Yep. So we hit our time there. Maybe we're a little bit off, but we gave him a small extension for some of the interruptions and for the setup for the live stream. So this is gonna mean it's gonna be Caleb's turn, and then Ryan will get one more, and then after that it'll be a draw. Caleb can definitely still. Both players could still get there. It's gonna be harder for Ryan to do it though, because Caleb's at 12, but there is definitely still a chance here. Caleb's gonna load up. Has 1 resource floating in his pool. Pumps a pistol. Considering. Nope, just goes right into the pistol. First pew for 3. He's firing his laser. Ryan blocks. Caleb gives a go again. No surprise there. Refreshes the counter and sends it in. Another 3. Ryan blocks for 3. Caleb go again. Let's see. 2 cards left in the hand here from Caleb. Deciding what he wants to do. Ooh, our first, one of our first few attack actions that we see from Caleb that's actually Mechanologist. Our first little boost. And it hits! Out of all of this, but it's only coming in for 2. Ryan no blocks on the 2. Falls to 6. Caleb still has 1 more attack on the pistol if he wants it. And 1 card in hand, which would need to put the counter on it. Caleb just going to continue with his mechanics and load up. And he's going to come back in for his last one for 3. Ryan sitting at 6. Definitely not going to die on this turn. We'll take the 3. All right, so we'll go into Ryan's turn with only 2 cards in his hand, no Surge Token, which means he's not physically going to be able to make the 12 damage. It was a good try there. It was a good attempt from both players, but the round 1 here, unfortunately to everyone, and to everyone's surprise, probably, we've got ourselves a draw. And, you know, I'm not too shocked because it was 2 defensive matchups and both players kept their life totals amazingly high. So not too shabby there, but we will not be able to get at least game one deciding winner here. But that does mean round 2 action is going to come at you guys shortly. So that will do it for us here in round number 1. Stay tuned. Round number 2 is going to come back at you quick, fast, and in a hurry. Hey everyone, I told you it would go quick. We're here in round number 2 of Uncharted Realms' weekly event. It's Armory, it's Blitz, it's 6 rounds, and this is 2 of it. 2 of 6. We've got Justin. We got freshen up. We got a fresh group of players here from round 1. So a lot of times we follow players until they lose on the main tables, but we actually can't say that anymore because we had both players decide not to lose, and they actually ended up drawing there in round 1. But we hopefully won't see that again in this game. I don't think so. We got a nice aggro Dorinthea here from Oscar, a very usual name and face, I would imagine, for most of you out there that follow along. And Justin, he's playing Bravo. So a second time here on Bravo. A little bit of a differencing of equipment we see. We do see the Mage Master boots and the, was it Helm of Eisen's Peak? I believe is the full name of that. Justin's going to be able to give himself some nice big intellect, especially with the Stamp of Authorities. The Mage Master boots are for the Tome of Faendal that find itself into the Arsenal slot. And Justin's going to look to gain life. Bravo can gain a lot of life. We saw in a previous week, Bravo gained 11 life in total in the Blitz game. So Justin's going to be our turn 1 player here. And he's going to start in with Towering Titan. At the beginning of your next action phase, destroy Towering Titan. Then the next Guardian attack action card you play this turn gains +8. So not too shabby for a turn 1. Look at that. I'm a huge fan, Justin. Let's go. So you know what? If he draws into a Crippling Crush here, we could have a complete blowout. I hope not. Oscar does have our quickest game on record, I believe. He does. He was able to turn 1 kill a wizard in previous games. I still love that wizard, so you know it hurt to watch, but it happens sometimes. Oscar just had the nuts of a hands, and the wizard did not have a lot of block cards available, and found himself against the wrong side of fate. There, Oscar had a huge turn. So Justin, though, with the Towering Titan, means his next turn is going to be absolutely money. I expect him not to block just at all, probably here. And he takes 5 to start. So Oscar will draw a card and likely pop his boots here to give this go again. That's exactly what he does. He's looking to get the second counter here and stack it up. Luckily, the Steelblade Supremacy does pump it for the whole turn. So if you're going to have the Dawnblade swinging twice, it's a good card to start with. Who do you got in this matchup, Oscar or Justin? Justin's got a big piece set up there on the board, but Oscar has got the life advantage as Justin falls to a supposed 10 right now, as Oscar gives the Dawnblade go again and is going to allow it to hit again. This is going to be another attack here from 5. Justin might fall to 5 here. And that's through the reaction. Justin's going to have a chance to react, defend to this one. If he wants to block this up, he could, but I think he's still going to send it. Yeah, he's still just going to send it. Oscar's just got to clarify that it's the same attack. It just means that the Dawnblade will come in for another one. We'll see if Oscar lucked out and got a pump effect here too. It's very possible in Dorinthea. He knows he's probably not going to get a block. It does get a counter right there because it is second attack. It's not an end of turn effect. It is just once it is the second attack to hit that turn, gains a counter. Oscar's going to come again. Coming in for 6. If it hits, he draws a card. 1 card there in hand. Justin's going to block with his equipment this time. Throwing all of it in there. Blocks for 5, takes 1. Goes to 9. Oscar draws another card, gets to Arsenal, and pass the turn. Oh boy, what a spicy turn there from Oscar yet again. Justin, we're going to see this pump 4. He says it's not worth it, but you know, if he comes in here with the Dominated Crippling Crush, it is 100% worth it. Oh boy. It's only going to be a Spinal Crush, though. Oh, that's still a good attack. It is pumped up by +4. Something to remember. So it's coming in for a total, I believe, of 17. Holy crap. Or excuse me, +8. I said +4, but it's +8. If it deals 4 more damage, it hurts Dorinthea pretty hard. No go again. So this is going to be, I believe this is not dominated. I see 2 reds. Did you catch if he dominated? Yeah, did not dominate it. Just didn't quite have the resources to do it. I'd imagine definitely would want to have this dominated. But Oscar, even if he had a full hand of block, not including reactions, he could only block 12 here. So the crush effect would still active. Keep in mind, though, that he would lose his go again. He does have equipment as well. So he could get up there, but if he's going to take the 4, he might as well just throw all of his cards and send it. So Oscar, so not a bad response here from Justin. I was really hoping this would be a Crippling Crush. Would have had to get a blind there off the top. Would have sent him up to 2 more damage on this turn and potentially get some more discard. Spinal Crush, though, just as devastating against Dorinthea. So still not too shabby of a piece. It was a real shame he couldn't get a Dominate, because that would have made it even stronger. So Oscar blocks 6, takes 11. Goes to 9. We got a 9 square game. Oh boy, this is a quick one compared to the last one. This one is moving at a very healthy pace. As Justin spazzes out a little bit there on the camera and gets to draw his card. So 9-9 into Oscar's turn. Has a sigil in the hands. Not part of the go again. So Nourishing Emptiness, not too bad. Oscar doesn't need the go again effects. He will lose the counter, but it is 6 dominate and +1 intellect if it hits. Justin should have a couple block left on his equipment, plus a card in hand. So only 2 block, though, on equipment. That's what I'm seeing. So this Nourishing Emptiness is like to hit here unless Justin has a defense reaction to work with. Nourishing Emptiness is not like the other 2 for 6 generic attack action that are so prevalent in this game, which would be Command and Conquer. He can play defense reactions against this one. And it wouldn't be, I wouldn't be surprised if Justin does spin the cards to block it. So, blocking 4 at the moment and takes 2. Okay. So, Oscar will draw up. Justin wants to keep his life total high. There was a blue card there that he had used to block, so doesn't want to pitch for it. Tells me we won't see an Anothos hammer turn. Even if he could threaten it, though, right? Keep a card in hand. He could threaten that. Oscar would have to respect it a little bit. He's sitting at 12, though, so doesn't have to respect it as much if he was at 9. That Anothos can get up to 10. So Justin, Spinal Crushing. Nice looking card right there. But just made a Surge token and then coming in with the Spinal Crush for 9. Could have gave it Dominate. He does have the resources available for it. Or no, he doesn't, excuse me, because the 1 went to the Tectonic Plating. I'm sorry. He has nothing floating. I was looking at his dice. That's why sometimes you got to move out of the way. But coming in for 9. Another take away of the go again action. So Oscar this time is going to block with his equipment. He does not want to take this crush. He's going to block for 7. Throwing a route out there. So, Oscar falls to 10. that is in Anothos pommel range. Keep that in mind. So Justin may be able to play with that. 1 second there. We're going to get those cards cleaned up from the pitch zone. All right. Yeah, just want to make sure we got a cleaned up board state there. That way there's no confusion on what's going on. And Oscar's going to pop his courage to start. Sword attack is going to be free. Warrior's Valor, if it hits, go again. It's going to pump it up by 3. It's a red one. Ooh, gets rid of a Steel Blade Supremacy for it. Interesting. So 6 on hit, go again. The fact that Steel Blade Supremacy got thrown away kind of tells me Oscar's got some juicy attack reactions. And he's looking like he's ready to throw him out there, doesn't he? He's got his hands up there and ready. If I was a guessing or betting man, we're ready to see some Iron Song response. Ooh, I was wrong. A Sigil. The block for 6 is good. Oscar's going to Arsenal and pass a turn. So, had the option there to also have the Steel Blade out there with the card in his hands. Or could have used that card if they're both reds. Could use the card in his Arsenal and the Sigil to pay for that, come in for some more damage. But Oscar likes his life total a little bit more. So, Justin's starting with the Tome. This should get Mage Masters. That's exactly what he's going to do. Mage Masters first. Tome's going to come in at an instant speed. So, 1 resource floating here for Justin. He's going to draw 2 cards and cycle it out. So, he won't gain any life, but he will draw 2 cards. So, 4 is still in the grip. Justin cycled out a yellow. Was potentially incentivized to just save that on his turn and arsenal it, but Justin wants to try to keep some tempo pressure up and not let a 4-card grip go to waste. So what would you have done in that situation? Let me know in the comments below or in the chat. Would you have saved that the Tome? I almost called it the Spring Tunic. Fandal is all over the place. So Justin there going to come in with a blue disable for 7. Has a Command and Conquer-esque effect. But instead of destroying it, the card in the arsenal goes to the bottom if he gets the crush effect. So Justin definitely could have afforded to put the Tome into the arsenal if he had Disable there in hand. I do see a couple other attack action cards he could have fired off. But opting for that turn, and Oscar took nothing too scary. I believe he is just going to continue to sit at 10. So in the Nothos range with the pummel, keep that in mind. But coming in with 7 dominate here, and the next defense reaction costs 1 extra. If that's a route, or no, excuse me, route can't pay for route right now, but that would be the combination here, being able to route the Iron Song, or a route with the Iron Song. But Oscar does have a card in his arsenal that he chose to keep instead of pumping, or instead of using a Steel Blade Supremacy. So he definitely likes that card. It's a stroke of foresight. He super likes it. Up to 10. Justin's got a block for 6 at the moment. Cycles the card to the bottom. Oh, excuse me, that's not for 6. That's for 4. My bad. I saw 2 cards. It is, Oscar's letting him know it is dominated. So, Justin thought that was the second attack, but it's not. It's still the same one. It was just an attack reaction. And Justin will live at 1 at the moment. Falls to 1. Oscar's still sitting nice and happy at 10. I mean, he still has to be aware of the Anothos. He cannot, if Justin just sends the Anothos straight in their square with 3 cards in the hands, he could potentially threaten the 10. Oscar would have to respect it with one block, or at least one card out of the hand. Justin getting the clarification of the counters. One quick second there. So just a little quick admin thing there, but we're still good. So 10-1. Justin's considering what he wants to do. Has 3 cards available to work with. Activates Bravo. There will be a dominate effect here. Justin's still considering. Yes. All right, so just there's the cleanup. Getting the equipment out of the graveyard. Shouldn't have been in there. Doesn't blade break. It's just battle worn, so it keeps itself alive. Makes a surge token. Has a dominated. Oscar's getting clarification there, and the attack coming in. They got it themselves. So 6 total costs here from Justin. And just a little bit of clarification there from Oscar. Thought that there was a yellow in the pitch zone, but it's 2 blues there for Justin. It's a little bit tough to see, but it is going to be a dominated cartilage crush coming in. And it is going to be a tax effect for the first action that Oscar likes to do. Justin would love to see another go again crush effect, but unfortunately those are all used up. No more crushing spines. Oscar was able to play around it pretty effectively, block one of them. The other one just used a nourishing emptiness and didn't need it, or didn't utilize the go again. So it was a pretty effective strategy there at Oscar. Shows why he's one of our top players for sure. Oscar going to block for 4. 1 card out of the hand there. Takes 3. Does not get crushed. That is a overpower he sent to the bin. That could have been a +3 without reprise. So Oscar just keeping it safe. Downblade coming in here. Steel Blade Shot's going to be the pitch. It was blue, so it's coming in for just 3. Justin's going to trigger reprise. Going to have to. He's at 1. And blocks 3. So reprise is active. What you got, Oscar? Gives it glint to go again. Ooh. Justin didn't overblock it. So he's actually coming out on top from this glint. Unless he drew. Did he draw? He did. Oh, man. Oh, man. He found the overpower. Actually, the stroke would have done it too, to be fair. But the overpower is just about going to guarantee this unless Justin has that either a double defense reaction or a movable. Oscar's reminding him we're in the reaction phase. Going to need an unmovable or a pair of Fate for Scenes or Sink Belows. So at least 2 cards, if Justin survives this turn, will be coming out of his hand. Justin doesn't have any defense reactions, so that will do it. Oscar wins. Justin falls in round number 2 here, but it was definitely a good fight. It was a good effort at it. Justin did mention that he was still learning the Bravo, so don't give him too much flack around. You know, we always want to see people. Yeah, like you said, his first time playing against the Dory and one of the first few times playing Bravo. So did fairly well, all things considered. Did keep it competitive. I think he could have maybe got a little bit tricky there with the Inoto swings. Try to just bait out some cards out of Oscar for free, even though the hammer might have only been coming in for 4 and arsenal a card up and use it for another turn. But At the end of the day, didn't value that option and want to keep himself a little bit more consistent and safe. But that'll do it here. Round 2. Round 3 will come at you shortly. Hey everyone, and welcome back to round 3 of Uncharted Realms' weekly event. It's Friday, it's Blitz, and we are almost halfway there. Cue up the Bon Jovi. But we got Oscar yet again. We're going to follow his run through this tournament here on table 1, as he is our Dorinthea player on the bottom there, and Ali coming in with the Dorinthea as well on top. So a little Dory v. Dory action. We may have another long game on our hands here. Myself and John are excited to bring you this coverage, this action. It's our own. Remember, we got a Sunday event as well. So if you like what you see here, if you want to get in on the action, come check it out Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be another Blitz, at least at the moment. For those watching this back months later, the series might have changed, but at least for the foreseeable future, we're doing Blitz on Friday, Blitz on Sunday. And Oscar is going to start with his own little blitzkrieg of Spoils of War on his turn little 1. Ali's going to do the usual defending thing against Dory and block 9. Oscar calls it good and moves on. So yeah, if you like what you see, hit us a like, hit us subscribe, come back out on Sunday, come play. Yeah, Trio specifically, hey, come out and play, man. Or hit me up if you got any questions, or if you need something clarified, you want to learn something, or maybe a question on why a player did something that way. I'll see what I can do to help you out. If I don't know it, I'll ask him afterwards and get that back to you. So feel free to fire away. As I'm yapping though, Ali, hold on, built himself quite a turn. Sharpened Steel, Iron Song, and the Dawnblade. That's gonna be a 7 dominate with 1 card in hand. And 2 floating. Does he have route? Ali could just straight blow this out with a route here on turn 1. That'd be pretty crazy. I don't think he needs to, but no blocks there from Oscar. Oscar doesn't want to turn it on. So the 7 is good. Refraction Bolter is there from Ali. Means this is going to come in again. So 1 second there. Iron Song gives it +1 for the entire turn. Hold on. Right there, just wanted to make sure. Ali, the Iron Song does continue over. It's not just a 1 attack pump. It does carry over for the full turn. So when he pumped it with the bracers and came back in with the Dawnblade, it was going to be another attack for 5 dominate. And so Oscar falls to... Where do you block? He blocked it all up. I'm sorry, with the equipment. I was too busy focusing on the Iron Song there, and I missed it. So 20 to 13. Oscar was able to block it all up. And we're going to have Oscar started off with his own Steel Blade, or Sharpened Steel, into a Steel Blade Supremacy. So this one's going to be pumped up for the whole turn. Crack's Courage means this Dawnblade's for free. Coming in for 6 on hit, draw a card. Oh, hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 from the Sharpened Steel, 2 from the Steel Blade. On hit, draw a card. He still has his boots. He can stack his boots. So remember, these are 2 hit effects. This is a interaction that does take a second to see. But so the Steel Blade Supremacy Oscar will allow or be able to stack Steel Blade Supremacy and his boots triggers, and then resolve Steel Blade first. Draw a card, see what's up, and then choose whether or not to destroy his boots, because his boots destruction is a part of resolving the ability. So that's exactly what we saw there. Ali took some damage, falls to 12. Oscar drew his card up, liked what he saw, and popped his boots to give the Dawnblade go again. So Red Warrior's Valor means this one's going to come in for 8. Did not pump the bracers. Has 1 floating. But crucially, if this Dawnblade hits, it's going to have go again. It's not going to be able to attack again unless Oscar has a twinning blade. But I've seen Oscar play a lot of generic attack actions, and he could be sitting on a Command and Conquer or a Nourishing Emptiness in his hand. He would still have to pitch the resource to pay for it, but he does have 2 cards in his hands available. So Ali's going to block for 6. 8's coming in, though. No reactions there from Oscar. 2, 3. So Ali takes 2. Oscar draws a card. That effect is for the entire turn. Oh, he has a sigil instead. All right, so gains 3. Up to 16. Could still pitch and play generic. Nope. We'll just Arsenal. Be happy with this counter. And pass the turn. So Oscar does get stuck with the card in his hand, but he drew twice. Ali kind of come in. Determination. We got double determinations. Back to back for Ali. Plus a plow through. Not the most common card, but not too shabby. It is going to get a +3 effect. It's going to be a Bolton effect after that. So +3 straight up. And then a +1 if it's defended by an attack action card. Not exactly relevant in this matchup, though. It does have +2 in Dominate from the Iron Song. So it should be 8. Oh, +1 from the Determination. I'm sorry. I always mix that up. I always consider it a Steel Blade. Ali going to fire off the Out for Blood. Put it up to 10. Oscar, no reactions there. Falls to 6. And that will be the ends of Ali's turn. He will draw up after that, and we'll go back into Oscar. He can threaten 10. We're going to get to see a very nitty-gritty, grindy matchup most likely here. As Dorinthea players fall low, they start to get very tight with their cards. Oh, but Ali might not get the chance. Hold on. Iron Song Steel Blade is +3 with Dominate, and if it hits, draw a card. So Dom Blade coming in. This one is for 4 on the Dom Blade because of the counter, plus up by the other 3 that previously mentioned. So 7 total with Dominate on hit, draw a card. Oscar, 2 cards in hand, 1 energy floating. Oh, that's a lot. A Singing Steel Blade here into a route could end this game. Depending on how Ali blocks. Oscar would need at least a yellow pitch in his hand to be able to do so. But if he has a blue, he could overpower here. Ali only blocks for 4. This is available if the Singing Steel Blade route combination is here. Oscar will win, barring any defense reactions here from Ali. There we go. Singing Steel Blade's a start. It's either going to be a route or an overpower. And if it is a red pitch in hand, it might not be either. And so he's going to have the glint. That tells me he's got a red. Oh, actually, he does draw a card off the glint. So might still be able to fire something off. Oh, dropping a card. No sweat. Don't want to roll it over with your chair. That's a horrible way to lose some cards. And I can tell you I've done that before. I've done that before. Drop something, roll right over it with that front wheel, and you go, fuck. Excuse my language. All right, so Oscar's asking for reactions. Ali's got nothing so far. Ali will take 4. Go to 6. Remember, the Iron Song and the Steel Blade are for the entire turn. So Oscar's going to be okay. Come right back in. Again, even though the Dawn Blade's a once per turn action, Dorinthea's hero ability allows him to come back in for a second time. Given he has the action points and resources to do so. He definitely has the action point. Thanks to Glint giving the Dawn Blade go again. He has enough cards to get the resource. Just deciding whether he wants to pump or not. Plays a blue Dauntless. Another +1. Pitches the blue Warrior's Valor, which means he could have... Well, actually, I don't know. Those both could have been the cards he drew with Glint and the on-hit effect. 8 Dominate. On-hit, draw a card. 1 card in hand. 1 resource floating. Ali's at 6. Needs to likely respect it. Only going to block for 3. Plus reactions, I'd imagine. That other card that's out there for the block is a previous block, which would have moved to the graveyard. So throws 2 equipment pieces in front of it to block for 5. Oscar out for Bloods, pumps it up another 3 more, and that's going to be lethal unless Allie has a defense reaction. So right now he's over by 6. It's directly equal, and that will do it. Oscar still found it. I believe, unless that, so he likely had the out for Blood and drew the 2 blues. Otherwise, he could have fired off a route or overpower. So I like the attempt there, but Oscar with great sequencing didn't just take with what he got, fired off and went with the glint to continue the pressure, continue the action. So Oscar doing well, taking it here in round number 3. That means we're halfway there. We're living on a prayer, and we're coming back at you shortly here for rounds number 4. Stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll catch you shortly. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Uncharted Realms' weekly event. We're in rounds number... Oh, hold on. Yeah, round number 4. Sorry about that. I got a little bit... I was like, are we really in 4? We are already. It's just a little bit later than our usual rate, but that's more thanks to a lot of control decks. Or less control, I'm being told, but more tank decks lately. So we're starting round 4 there a little bit late. If you're watching live back on YouTube, it's just normal time for you. So I sound like a crazy guy, but we're coming into this game. Oscar yet again. We're seeing him for the 3rd time against Chad, and we started off Oscar as a turn 1 player. Came in with the Dawn Blade, tried to get in there with the hit and run Iron Song response, but Chad was able to flick that one away, keep himself healthy, go 20-20, draw back up. Tunic starts its tick up with 1 counter, and we move forward into Chad's Kadachi for 1. We're going to see a lot of that. This is not an Ira. Keep that in mind there, guys. I believe that's a Katsu. Yeah, we're looking at a Katsu. That means Chad, the first time in attack action card hits. Once per turn effect, he's going to have the option to discard a 0-cost card from his hand and go get a card with combo. So Kadachi, and Lightning Strike is the play for Chad there. 7 coming in. If this one does hit, he will draw a card. Or no, he blocked 1, sorry. So this one is not valid on the draw. I see the counter there on the boots. Oscar blocks 2 with a Skullcap. And Oscar takes 5. So 20-14. Oscar sigils goes up to 17. Chad arsenals up and draws himself up a card. Chad rocking the standard ninja equipment. The Mask of Momentum means on the 3rd or higher chain, the first time that happens, if it is an attack action card, he can draw a card. The reason why it says 3rd or higher, because you can go Kadachi, attack action, Kadachi. Kadachi would be the 3rd one. But then that 4th chain link, if that's an attack action card, would still get the draw effect. If it is the 3rd link or higher to have hit, keep that in mind. They do all have to hit. So most of the time you'll see players block the 2nd one and guarantee the mask shut off. So Oscar, he doesn't care too much about blocking right now. He just wants to push the damage. And he's going to do that with a Steel Blade Supremacy to give this Dawn Blade +2 for the entire turn, and a hit and run to give it go again. Because he wants to keep on swinging away. Chad right now, coming in with his equipment first, and a Sync Blow in reactions. Means we got 5-5 at the moment, but Reprise is turned on. Oscar's going to Twinning Blade it. So crucially here, he needs to Twinning Blade this because Dorinthea's effect will not get turned on because the Dawn Blade did not hit. So the Twinning Blade will allow it to hit in again. Sometimes you see Twinning Blade allow you to get 3 attacks in with the Dawn Blade. Oscar's looking for that draw effect. It will enable him to arsenal a card, increase his cards for the turn. If it hits, Chad, considering going in the tank. Chad's still thinking about it. Katsu, though, is more of a combo ninja deck. Is incentivized to keep a lot of the pieces in their hand and just come out with some massive turns. So I'm not surprised Chad is likely considering taking this. The Dawn Blade didn't hit the first time. It will not get a counter here, even if it hits. Ooh, actually, now that I think about it, if Dawn Blade hits here, it will trigger Dorinthea's effects, and then Oscar can pop the bolters, actually. So that Dawn Blade can come in again. We'll see if Oscar sees it. Chad falls at 18 after taking 2. Yellow Flick Flack there was a block. Oscar did stack his Steel Blade Supremacy on top of his bolters, so the Steel Blade Supremacy resolves first. Doesn't like the card, so I don't think he's popping his boots. He's considering it, though. Won't do it. Dawn Blade will not get a counter. It only hit once this turn, and Oscar will draw and pass back. Chad going Tunic for 2, and Oscar did not arsenal that card that he drew, so he must really like it. Kodachi for 1. Really, I'm very curious of what that card is, or Oscar maybe just completely forgot to after really disliking the card. He either hates it a lot or really likes it, and he hated it so much it threw him off. All right, so Oscar falls down to 15, or 16, excuse me. 15. And then Chad coming in again with another E-Strike. Rinse, repeat, turns back to back. I'm not surprised he didn't block this. I believe this is 16, so I'm sorry, I was saying 15 there. Oscar blocks for 5, taking 2. Falls to 14. Chad's going to pass on that. Not looking too bad here from the Katsu. Just getting in some chip damage. Waiting for this turn. Yet to use the hero ability, but actually from both of our players. Oscar's swinging the Dawn Blade for 6. And it will increase defense reactions, though. So these Flick Flacks and Sync Belows are not free. At least the next one's not. It will cost 1 additional resource. Chad blocking 6. Triggers Reprise. Oscar will out for Blood It. So we're likely not going to see the bullets boost, the bullets pop this turn, because Oscar has no more resources to come in with the Dawn Blade. And that means that Oscar, though, gets the chip damage. Dawn Blade, if it had counters, would keep him. But that should do it there. Actually, Oscar could pop his Courage if he really wanted to. He would pop both of his equipment there in the chest and boot slot to get another swing in there for 4, because the Alpha Blood would pump his next attack. I don't think that's a good rate. Oscar agreed with it, and he just passed it along, draw up his 4 cards there, and we go into Chad's turn. I didn't see anything that Oscar would not have wanted in Arsenal, and that, so I think he just hated that card so much that he drew up and passed the turn. So we go into Chad. Oscar maybe missed out on 1 card on the advantage there, but you know what? I don't know if it'll come into too much effect in a long game that we're seeing here. So Oscar takes 2. That means that this mask is now active, and Command and Conquer is the play. After using the Tunic mana, Chad going right into it. We got to turn 3, and all those counters came right out. Oscar, no cards in Arsenal there, so no threat of losing a card. But he is staring down 6 damage. Chad, no cards in hand for Katsu's ability. So no threat there either. Oscar, though, likes the block for 6. Wants to keep his health total high. And passes, and Chad passes the turn. Into Oscar's turn, 2 cards in the grip. And it's a good 2 cards. It's 6 Dominate Ooh, with the singing steel blade on the pitch. That is a good 2 to keep. And Chad is going to have a little bit of a time blocking this up. He can't block for 2 on the mask. His bracers don't block, and I believe his boots don't block for anything. I could be wrong on that one. Tunic could block for 1, but he would lose it, and I don't think Chad wants to lose it this early. Banking that extra resource is a very powerful effect. And most heroes want to keep it. Okay, so the boots do block actually for 1. So I'm sorry there. So Chad blocks for 6. He got there. I thought he might have to use his tunic, but a big equipment loss there in the mask. That means Chad will no longer get to draw on 3rd chain link or higher. So that just turns off a little bit of some of the Katsu spiciness. Keeps him more in check. Keeps him more grounded. Can't rise up as high, you know. Needs to just get, you know, thrust in there regularly with the cards straight up. No? Okay, all right. Maybe too much, but chat starts Kadachi. Starts Pounding Gale. Pounding away. Oscar's considering. No blocks. Razor's Reflex is the reaction. Wants to give it a go again. Gonna plus it up by 3. Chad, no more resources floating though. No cards in hand, and Oscar has no reactions there, and we'll take the 8. Go down to 3. Ooh, looking fairly spicy here for our running champion on stream right now. Over the last couple of games on the live stream here. But Oscar's going to give it a good try back. Iron Song Termination with the Dawn Blade. Going to be 4 Dominate. 2 in hand. No singing. Well, unless he redrew the Singing Steel Blade. His second one. 50-50, you know. Does he have it? Does he not? No blocks there from Chad. Does not want to turn on Reprise. No reactions there. And Oscar will let it go. But we will see the boots pop. Oscar needs to do a lot here. Pull cards out of the hands. And he will swing the Dawn Blade again. Crucially here, though, Oscar did not pop his Courage of Blade Hold. So he did have to pay both of these for this Dawn Blade attack. Oscar's going to go Stroke of Foresight to start, up to 7. And we'll bring Chad down to 4, and we'll be 1 life. 1 life to the difference here in this game. I would have loved to see the Courage pop there, depending on what Oscar had in hand. At least threaten. Maybe you don't have it, but you sometimes make your opponent think you have it. Force out extra block. But here we go. Chad starts out with a Surging Strike. It does have Go Again straight up. It does cost 2, and it's a 2 for 5. We see Chad throw a pair of red cards into his pitch zone. And Oscar will block 6. So last card in the hand here for Chad is the Whelming Gust Wave. We see this sequence here because Chad got a little bit extra value. Instead of trying to come in with Kadachi's, he would have had to pitch the Whelming Gust Wave to give Kadachi's Go Again. Could have netted himself 1 Kadachi attack, but Whelming Gust Wave comes in for 3. 3 is greater than 1, so I like that sequencing there. He can also pump it up with his bracers because it was a combo card. Oscar, though, not going to have any of it. Throws enough cards out there to block it. And this time he will crack Courage. So he saved it for this turn. 1 card in hand, 1 card in arsenal. Trying to get there. Chad is at a crucial 4 life here, though. So that keeps him safe. If he blocks 3, the most Chad... I shouldn't say the most. So the most Chad can get is double Iron Song responses here for a plus of 6. Something Chad might be able to keep in mind. But if Oscar has to pay for his next attack, the best thing Oscar could have would be Overpowered or Route. Chad going to block for 4. Glint to give it Go Again. Prize was triggered, so there will be a draw for Oscar. We do see an Iron Song response. Hello. So 6 total. Flick Flack for Blue Flick Flack to add it 2 here. So 6 total there from Chad. 6 there from Oscar, so this Dawn Blade doesn't hit. And so Oscar is going to have to just Arsenal and pass his turn. But he took 2 cards out of the hand there from Chad. So not too shabby looking, keeping himself alive. Does he respect the Razor's Reflex? If he has a defense reaction, he can certainly say, I don't care. But if this is, hopefully for Chad, a 0 cost, we've yet to see him use his hero ability the entire game. Hasn't really had a chance to do it, or hasn't really had a reason to. Is actually more accurate. Double E strike turns is pretty good. I don't know, maybe not the super combo, but I'm not gonna pass up on I'm not gonna pass up on double E strike. Chad blocks with the bracers, raises, reflexes the reaction. Oh, Oscar doesn't have a defense reaction. Damn, gives it up right there. Oh boy. That's rough. Oscar risked it for the biscuit. Could have just thrown one card out of his hands to block it, and the Razor's Reflex wouldn't have killed him no matter what. And then his opponent would have been out of options. He could come in with one more Kadachi, and then you not have to worry about it because the opponent still has to pay for it. So Oscar, I think, lets this one go. But Chad, with the money, with the Razors, gets that ninja action. Sneaks himself out a win here in some style, in some super style. So this one happy ninja and Oscar is ruined the day. He didn't block it, but that will do it here for round number 4. We're trying to speed it up. We're trying to make it quick for you guys. We're trying to get this action, get you in and out of here. 2 more rounds left, so don't go anywhere. If you like what you see, hit that like and subscribe button. And come hang out with us in chat on the Discord. And hopefully in Sunday's event, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'd love to see you guys there. All right, until next rounds, catch you shortly. Hey everyone, and welcome to Uncharted Realms' weekly events. We're in round number 5. 2 away to the completion of this event. We got this one to go and round number 6, and that will wrap it up. But before we get there, we gotta watch this Kano v Dory action down. We got James, Uncharted Realms member himself, against Oscar, our running Dorinthea player. Now, he did lose in the last rounds. Keep that in mind. So he's not undefeated. And James is going to try to give him his second loss. James did win the die roll and opted to go second, which is classic against Dorinthea because you can just throw cards out of the hand and win. Remember, though, if you recall last week, Oscar was in the same scenario, and the Kano player went second, and Oscar one turn killed him. So keep that in mind when you see this here, that Oscar, if he has the nutskin, doesn't look like it. He had a really good turn the last time. If you're interested or curious about what happened there, go look it up because it was pretty spicy. It was wild. I definitely recommend the look. Let's see if we can't clip that for people at some point, but we don't want to hate too much on the event. Oscar just had it at that point. So Oscar in this case gets 1 damage in on the Dawn Blade, gets 3 life, so 4 life total was the swing this turn. James falls to 14, Oscar up to 23. Oscar did get an Arsenal card and draws up. Now we're going to James's turn. Did not fire anything off on the incept there, so it looks like James just liked the cards he had and wanted to keep them up. So we see a pumped Voltic to start. 3 resources for 6 damage. Oscar pitches for 2, has 1 floating. Falls to 19. James is okay with it, wants an Arsenal card and draw up. So James stacking up the pieces. Only has 2 no room to work with, so his Sonic Booms are pretty active. His Lessons are active. I know he doesn't like a Reverberate. Trio. Yeah, Chain is absolutely ridiculous. It is like the go-to right now. I don't know, you're probably not following a lot of Road to Nationals event, but Chain is a clear favorite. based on all of the Road to Nationals results. Bolton's pretty good. Combo Saber Bolton's just regular attack Bolton's not too shabby. But the new Guardian is the craze, is the flavor of the month right now. A lot of people are very happy to see that, and I think you as well. I'm a Kano player though, so I'm not too happy to see all of this tax effects and discard effects. So, so you know, it is what it is. So we're back into the turn there. Oscar thought about it for a minute there. Came in with a Dawn Blade. James did block it for 3. Oscar will draw a card on the glint because Reprise is triggered, and this Dawn Blade does have go again, but it needs to hit. Stroke of Foresight's going to do that. That should cost Oscar 1. He should be at 1 resource floating. Stroke will draw a card there for Oscar and put 1 on the bottom. I'll let him keep going. There we go. So Oscar throws it on top. Wants to keep it there. There you go. Fixes it down to 1. He got it before I even had to go in there. So awesome. So James, no reactions there. Takes 3. This Dawn Blade already has go again. It has the resource floating to swing it. Oscar with the Nourishing Emptiness. Let's go. I absolutely love this. Coming in for 6, Dominate. What a great addition to the Dory decks. I'm telling you what, Dawn Blade Dory was just absolutely massive with that addition out of Monarch. It doesn't run any other attack actions or attack reactions, which, you know, if you actually think that to yourself, you will be surprised watching Oscar play, though, because he does have Command and Conquers in the deck some weeks. Yeah, so he's he likes to get a surprise, and he will use it to good effect too, because he'll hit and run his Dawn Blade even though it can't come in again. Give him that action point, and then come at you with that generic attack action that you're not expecting. So James, speaking of Nourishing Emptiness, comes back with his own. Kano obviously definitely does not play any attack reactions himself. So Oscar is saying this is exactly why he doesn't run 3 or 4 null runes. It's because he can block up the Nourishing Emptiness, and I like it. I like to see the tech. Nice trio. Watching all of it. Nice. Come out and play, man. We'd love to have you. Come play in the event. Let's see what you got. You're watching. If you're watching all this stuff, you're probably chomping at the bit to get some cards out. That's for sure. The Monarch Blitz decks are definitely nice places to start, and then start upgrading for there. That's for sure. I'm a big Prism fan from Monarch. Very big Prism fan myself. So, you know, maybe not your Chain or Bolton, but Prism, a lot of fun. I've been talking to the guys in the lobby here. Tank Prism is kind of my look for Classic Constructed right now. Tank Prism, a lot of defense reactions. Just runs defense reactions and auras, and you just try to keep chipping away, get them soul shields going, and at some point, if your opponent has some off hands or off turns, you just end up like closing out the game, no matter the life total, because you just get to a point where you're just unstoppable, have too many shields. So here we go, Oscar, Iron Song Termination into Sharpened Steel, into the attack. So 7 coming at James, no block here. James will fall to 2. That means Oscar's gonna pop his boots. James likely wanting to fire off right now, because James will not be able to block this. So another 4 Dominate. He's already used both of his helmet blocks. I guess he could throw the Tunic in front of it if he wanted to. Tunic plus a card from hand would keep, or would at least get to 4, but it would trigger Reprise. Oscar's got 2 cards in hand, so hopefully for James or double Iron Song, and he can get 1 out of Arsenal, but not triggering. If they are a double Iron Song and James does not have something at Arsenal here he can play, you do not want James would not want that. Best case scenario for James here is Oscar can only play 1 of them because he has to pay for the other. James gonna block 4, throwing his Aether Spindle and Tunic in front of it. This will trigger reprise. It did come out of the hand. No reactions though from Oscar. He didn't have it. Oscar keeping himself safe. He might not have the attack reactions, but he also may just consider the fact that he's at a 17 life advantage and doesn't need to end the game out. So we'll go into James's turn. His tunic was destroyed though, unfortunately, so no counter at the start of this turn. He's need to do a lot of damage. Gonna come in with the red reverberate, 3 damage. It is triggered. That will it's effectively Wizard's Go again. It will allow him to banish a card from his hand and cast it as an instant. Oscar pitches 2, takes 1. Well, pitches 3 technically, but uses 2 of it for the barrier. James can banish a card for 1 from the hand. Doesn't have it. A lot of times you see a gaze banish there. A gaze or a tome of the Aether Wind, which allows you to opt. Gaze would allow him to opt and go back to the hand. A tome would allow James to draw 2 and continue the turn. But Oscar falls to 18. Not quite in lethal range. James would need to string together a combination of Aether Flares off the top into either a Forked Lightning or Blazing Aether. If he wants to do it, we'll likely see him try to fire it off this turn. Unless if his hand is a lot of reds, though, we may see a large overblock. So keep that in mind. Just to keep himself alive, cycle pieces out until he finds the right combination he needs. But this Dawnblade's going to have Go Again. Coming in for 7 Go Again. On hit, draw a card. Oscar, though, 1 card in hand. No resources floating. So James could, if he does the math, needs to find 20 straight up. It is possible. It's tough, but it is possible. It would all have to all be off the top. Sonic Booms could help him get there. Aether Flares for sure, if he's running them. But Oscar can only block 2 of this. So that's the maximum Oscar could have a Sigil. So if James considers that, he may need to do 21. Still in range. James here going to block for 9. Likes 1 card. Oh, Oscar had the Iron Song, though. Sends it up to 10. James falls to 1. So still took a little bit of damage, but it doesn't end the game out. And Oscar draws, but he will be able to attack again with this Dawnblade. James only has 1 card in hand, and it's going to be for 5 on the Dawnblade. So James is going to fall there. And Oscar takes the game. As James was about to throw the deck at Oscar, but unfortunately, it's just not legal. And Oscar takes it. It's in a pretty good showcase of Dorinthea. Let's be real. Pretty good showcase of Dorinthea. James, though, nice looking sleeves. Pretty stylish. If you're gonna go down, at least make it stylish. And sure enough, has the good looking cards, good looking sleeves. But Oscar showing us why he's a common occurrence on table 1. But James tried to shut him down. But that'll do it here for round number 5. Stay tuned. The prize giveaway coming at you soon. So don't go anywhere for that. And then round 6, just after that. So let's see. All right, hold on a sec there, Trio. Before I close it out, I'll talk to you about it. I'm going to let these guys go. Do I think we'll end up with another Wizard? I'm hoping. I'll put it that way. So the problem, though, Trio, is I would not want to be in R&D shoes when it comes to trying to make a new Wizard, because any generic Wizard cards they put out. Let's see if that. How do we look on this one? Nope.
What did you do? I just changed it.
I don't know. I'll just leave it here on the pause one. The sound still comes across. Any generic Wizard cards you put out or generic Wizard equipment is just gonna increase what Kano can do, and Kano's already on the edge. of going ham. Like, I'm a huge Wizard fan, so I would love to see it like just screw everybody else and send it. To be fair, but I hope we do, but I hope they did it in the right way so it's just not super oppressive, because the second Kano is like super competitive and like, let's say, classic constructed, he's just gonna be overpowered in Blitz. And the same thing would happen with another wizard. There you go. Yeah, that works. Oh, I lost it. What happened? I don't know. Sorry about that. Oh no, it's good. All right, there we go. Yeah, so so I'm hoping though, right? So like if we follow along with the elements, it would be a lightning earth wizard. I was assuming they were going to come out with a bard though. What do you think about bard there, Trio? Kind of another play around auras, sort of like Prism. Yeah, dude, I agree with you. The nightmare that they're gonna have to go to, just wait for a couple sets when they're trying to make more heroes. Like, I'm not surprised. Yeah, Shaman, there you go. Like, people have been tossing around Druid, which I could be about, like, a little bit of a mix. But if we go with the combination of cards, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be a Lightning Earth, because Lexi's Ice Lightning, the Guardians Earth Ice, so it should be Lightning Earth. And in that case, so far most of the lightning stuff we've seen, which is we might not have seen a whole bunch of lightning stuff, why it's still all hidden, is that it deals with a lot of attack action cards, which leads me to believe it might not be Wizard. Is one thing there. But yeah, like the R&D guys though, they are just like, and we try it yourself, right? Try coming up with a Wizard set or style that would be balanced, because they also got to consider balancing for Blitz. They say they only balance it for classic constructed, but they have run a skirmish season on Blitz. The calling has been at Blitz sometimes. I wouldn't count Blitz out as a format. Yeah, there's not a lot of instances. You're right. Now there are actions with Go Again that don't cost much, but they don't really fit the theme of a wizard. But I could definitely see a shaman. Like a Lightning Earth Shaman actually doesn't sound too crazy. There's a little bit conflicting elements, but I think that could be crazy. I like that idea, Trio. I'm gonna have to steal that one. But I don't know. What do you think here? John? We're gonna see what do you think the flavor is gonna be? You think it's gonna be a wizard? You think it's gonna be a bard or a shaman or something else, something crazy?
How many new classes do you think we're gonna get?
We're only getting 3 new classes. If you should be able to see it. I thought it was out there that we only were getting 3.
Well, we have whatever this is, right?
Yeah, it's whatever that is.
Elemental Ranger.
Yep.
Whatever that is.
Oh, so maybe not. Maybe we are getting another
Elemental, and then what is that?
The combinations. It'll be the 3 combinations. Oh, that's also why people would think there's only 3.
Ice, Lightning.
Guardian Ranger should be another.
Guardian Ranger.
Oh no, there's another 2 maybe actually. Hold up.
Well, no, one of these is probably generic.
Oh, one of them is generic though. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen.
Yeah, one of them is generic.
So one of these is gonna be generic. Probably the bigger one.
They show we were only getting 3 Blitz stacks. Oh, okay. Thank you, Trio. You're way more on top of it than I am. Yeah. You like they do something similar to Auras with Shamans? Yeah, that would be like really cool. Like you get the totems that stay out there and not like cards that just dip out. But maybe totem cards, and like you do it a little different than Spectra, where these cards can still be attacked, but you attack a totem for like, I don't know, it has 1 health, but you can attack it and keep proccing through your turn, instead of like the Spectra where it just kills your turn out. I could definitely see that, and that would be pretty thematic. Totems aren't usually big crazy things. You think like World of Warcraft totems or whatever. Yeah, but why are there 2 sections up here then, John? What do you think about this then?
Up here?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So we got one there.
Yeah, so this is going to be whatever it is.
Whatever the hero is, yeah.
Yeah. So
And then
Ranger. And
what's
then,
this? Or is that just the Guardian not put in there yet?
No, because I think Guardian's further down, right?
Oh no, that's the Guardian that's not been put in there yet. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's the Ice Guardian that hasn't been put in.
Yeah, that's Ice Guardian.
Okay, all right, cool. I was confusing myself because they hadn't updated it yet. So yeah, I'd be all about it. See, now I'm getting hyped for that, and if it doesn't happen, I'll be a little sad. But if it's a wizard, I'm about it.
The Guardian's both.
Yeah.
So whatever it's going to be,
Guardian,
it's going to be a.
Or it's elemental. Yeah. So lightning.
Yeah. So
lightning
probably
earth.
whatever this is also going to be a dual elemental.
Yeah, that should be lightning earth because the Guardian's ice earth, the Ranger is lightning ice. So this theoretically should be lightning earth if they're keeping with that combination. If you also look at the combination cards, there's only 3 of them.
Yeah. Have we seen what Earth does yet? Like just the one card, right?
I don't know if we've seen the one card. Was it the autumn thing?
It's just that this is the only Earth card.
Okay, well that should be what it is because if you remember the other amulet, it was just the other amulet was
+1 and +1.
Was not like
the other one was a discard.
Oh, that amulet is fire. John pointed this out. Let's be real, trio. If you're thinking about ice,
Frostbite.
Yeah, there's a frostbite token. Pull up that amulet. Pull up that ice amulet.
It's everyone. The taxes for every card you play.
Yeah, correct. Across the whole turn. That's why ice. Dude, I'm telling you, this is what I've been saying about the ice.
That's the problem.
It's not the next one. Or no, it does destroy it. So hold on. Go back to it. At the beginning of your instep or when you play your card.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
But it covers all the bases. Yeah. If pull up the ice amulet real quick. We gotta also make sure that we still got games going. We're gonna be over here yapping, and there's gonna be
people gonna be yelling at us.
People gonna be yelling at us. So hold on a sec, trio. How are we looking? Because I'll talk about this stuff all day. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, we still got it.
We're good. What's the time on the round? 5 minutes. All right. Whew. All right. Gotta make it quick. But I'll catch you on the next round too, though, if we run out of time here. But yeah, so we don't know what the earth one, but pull up that ice amulet because John pointed out it's pretty freaking good. This is why I think Ice Guardian is going to be part of the reason why I think Ice Guardian is going to be disgusting. Oh, do they maybe not have it up yet?
Maybe not.
It might not be up yet. Oh, it was released a while ago, though. It should be at the bottom of this if it's there. Oh, yeah, here it is. Pull that one up. Look at this puppy. All you got to do is fuse.
Well, specifically, you're able to use this because it's fused this turn.
This card can give you the fusion.
Yeah.
Then you can play it.
Yeah.
And still go again, do all your other stuff, and at the end of the turn, do the instant effect.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Or before you do
anything,
so
yeah.
you do an attack,
pull
you fuse,
cards out of their hand.
Or whatever effect. You do an effect, you fuse, right? You play this, you pull a card out of their hand.
Yeah.
Then you lead in with whatever else you want.
This card's money. Like the Earth one's like Art of War, which I think you still would just play Art of War over the Earth Elemental because you just have more options and it just does one extra thing. Like if that's what you were considering the effect of being.
Yeah, I think it'll very much depend on what else.
How strong the fusion is. Yeah.
You have, right? Like.
Yeah, we haven't seen it. That's the only one. There's a second card there in Earth.
Because again, you can fuse with this, and then it's +1.
Yeah, you don't get going in the early game. Yeah, exactly. Because they pitch for 3 too.
Part of War so good is the cycling effect of it.
Yeah, the draw.
But even this, like being able to drop this on the field and just leave it, could be disgusting if you have like two of these.
You just bank it. Well, you're banking as you mentioned with the ice amulet. You're just banking.
Yeah.
You're banking an Art of War.
Yeah.
Or at least the damage effect of an Art of War. That's pretty. That's pretty good.
It doesn't have the drawback. Most of the time, the reason the items are rough is because they don't have go again. Right. They cost your action for the turn, but these having go again, you can.
Like on turn 1. Okay, I'm gonna play my amulet. Yeah. My amulet's out and draw up. All right, cool. Have fun. If you get stuck with that or whatever. I like the blue pitch on them. The blue pitch free cost go again is pretty strong. They're at least trying this time because you look at all the other items and they're all just Talisman of Dowsing.
Well, yeah, you can tell somewhere made for draft and sealed, even though draft and sealed hasn't got to be played much because of COVID.
Exactly. But, they're trying. The calling. Going to be like Cincinnati's calling. That's going to be... Yeah. It's going to be sealed.
Nice.
I believe. Lionheart. All right. We'll catch you Sunday, my man. And we got to get some games in, dude. I've been playing games all week. At least Monday through Wednesday. Getting some reps in. So dude, hit me up. We got to get some in. And then you're free Tuesday? I think you're free Tuesday. But yeah, Trio, dude. You're going to Texas. Colin, good luck with that. You should have some fun there. Or, yeah, Dallas, yep. That's probably limited too, is what he said. Yeah. Or KCI. There you go. That'll do it. All right. Yeah, hit me up Tuesday for sure, Lionheart. Or yes, this weekend's Clash as well, so my late nights are busy, but yeah, you know what? And we'll see, I don't, yeah, okay, nice. That should be fun. It's probably all first edition too, because they were giving out. I will say though, Trio, it's not a requirement to be a judge to judge at the calling. So if you go there and the ruling doesn't sound right, or if something's not making sense, always appeal it. Even if they are an actual level 1 judge, appeal it up to the head judge. Because I was looking at going in and judging some of the events, and there was definitely a tidbit that you did not have to be certified for the calling events this season. So keep that in mind. Yeah, Lionheart, I think I'm going up to Cincinnati. It's hometown. I have family there. I'm probably going to be stopping in at least for a day or two. So that was actually the one I was looking at judging. I was looking at judging that and potentially going to nationals. I found out the problem though is that if you sign up for the November calling, you either get the calling or you get the nationals. And I was not going to be the guy that got the calling at the nationals level event. Yeah. So I wasn't willing to take that risk. So I went away. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, be nice. Be friendly with them. They're going to be trying their best, and they may have found enough judges. But the fact of the matter is, there's only like 200 something judges, if that, running around, and a lot of them happen to be store owners. So store owners are most certainly not spending 4 days on the middle of a weekend traveling to an event. Now, to be fair, they paid pretty well. It was like a total in terms of money and product. It was like $300, $350 worth of stuff a day, but for like 10 to 12 hours worth of work. But just definitely keep that in mind. If something sounds fishy or not right, send it up to higher and get that going. So all right, we gotta step out real quick and go get this round unpaired. Or not unpaired, Jesus Christ. We gotta go let them know time is in the round. Yeah, Cincinnati. Oh, that's a bit of a drive there, Trio. It's actually an 8-hour drive for me, to be fair, but you can do that in one day, so it makes it a little bit easier. All right, let's do it. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, Trio. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not leaving yet. That round's got to finish up, so I got a couple extra seconds here. Yeah, like Cincinnati for me is easy because I don't have to pay for lodging or anything either. So, I can drive up after work on Friday, get there Friday evening, rest up, in the morning Saturday, got a place to stay, and then go to the event Saturday, go to the event Sunday, drive back Sunday, go to work Monday morning is what I could do, right? Or if I'm, real happy with stuff on Sunday, maybe stay an extra day, but in all reality, so I can do that on an 8-hour drive. It makes it pretty nice. So that's definitely what I'm probably doing. I was looking at Orlando, but it's gonna be a pretty crazy
pretty crazy event, especially with nationals in the same area. So, yeah, Lionheart. The rules, the beta test on the website is a good place to start. Just keep in mind that some of the interactions got updated recently. There's been two rules update since that beta test got constructed, and I don't know if they went back in and updated the test.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. At instant speed too. So even if you run out, even if this doesn't have go again, and you run out of your action points, yeah, that's pretty wild. All right, we ready to send the next? I think everybody's done. You ready to send the next round here, John? All right, trio, Lionheart, we'll catch you here with the giveaway in round 6 action. Are we ready to do the giveaway?
We will as soon as they're here.
Okay. Yeah, we'll catch you with the guys with the giveaway and then the round 6 action. So it'll be pretty quick. So don't go nowhere, and then we can talk more tales.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys soon.
All right, guys, how's it going? About to do the randomization for tonight's prizes. So we're gonna roll the dice and see how many times we're gonna randomize the list. We have the list here, and got all 9 people's names on it. All right, so let's go ahead and roll this dice. I'm gonna roll it 8 times. Go and throw this into the chat.
You're always getting a large number at 2 dice. I'll tell you what, John.
I'd be trying.
You just like clicking the button.
That's it. This is the only time I get to.
This is your time to shine.
I get to savor, savor. So, savor the moment, where I get to talk. 2, 3, 4, 5. At least when I have the audio.
At least when you have the mic. I was just gonna say that.
I already knew it. 8. All right. So
Ryan,
you get the cold pull tonight. The next 7 names will be getting the pack and a promo.
Oh, Allie's the odd man out.
Yep. And
darn.
Yeah. So I have to see what's the promo for this month.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think it's in the box over there. Well, I'll put it in Discord, but I'm assuming it's 3 colors. So just let me know what color you guys want. Since the first week, we definitely have all the colors available. And yeah, congratulations, everybody. Yeah, it should be the Lexi kit. I think it actually came in today. So I'll be able to pop it open and see what's in it. But all right, go ahead and get round 6 up and see you guys in the next round. So.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Uncharted Realms' weekly event. We're in round 6 of 6 on this beautiful Friday evening in North Carolina. Where are you at in the world? We know we have a lot of international players that play in our event. So if you're watching it back, let me know if you're hailing from far away. Speaking of hailing, Oscar is just going, well, not necessarily speaking of hailing. Sounded good enough. Oscar is just wailing his way through this tournament. He's just knocking the crap out of everybody. We saw in the last round, just went straight through to my sadness, lacking the better word for it. Kano player there, James, found himself on the receiving end of a lot of big, juicy Dawnblade swings. And he got a little bit chopped up. So, Oscar coming in with a Warrior's Valor and a Dawnblade to pump this up for 6, and he'll have go again. Caleb, now we saw him in our first rounds. He's going to block with a combustible. So, we will see if Oscar can continue his rate. He only has 1 loss today, right now. And he's going to try to continue his winning kind of streaks. I know, we'll maybe forget about that 1L there for you, Oscar, and we'll let you just kind of go free with it. So Oscar coming in there. Caleb blocks up. Oscar sigils away and goes up to 23. So didn't get a hit, but he got life. So 3 points in favor. And Caleb
is going to try to get first blood and knock Oscar right back down. He was the tempo player, so he's drawing up to 4 at the end of that turn and gets to start out loading up some chambers and shooting away. Pew, 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 pew. Starts blasting for 2. No block there from Oscar. Takes the 2. Down to 1 over his starting life total. Oscar's likely just going to keep all these cards in hands and just come back at a quicker rate than Caleb can keep up with. Most likely. Caleb's only going to be able to swing in for 2 on these pistols for most of the game. But Caleb is going to start it. Goliath Gauntlet Command and Conquer. So take that back. Depending on what Oscar has in his arsenal zone, we might see a solid block here. If you look at his equipment, though, the skull cap's not active for 2, but it's still for block for 1. He can get 2 on the chest, 2 on the gauntlets, and 1 on the boots, which makes 8 with the Warrior's Valor block from hand. So Caleb didn't get the damage and didn't get the card out of arsenal, but started the attrition game on the equipment. So not a total loss there. Oscar did get to keep his skull cap though, so keep his skull cap free of counters, so not the end of the world. 1 card out of hand, but really didn't need it as he goes Iron Song into Warrior's Valor, into Steel Blade Supremacy with the Dawn Blade. 1 resource floating. So has 6 dominate on hit, draw a card. Caleb, though, we know does play defensive dash. And so unmovable from the arsenal is going to raise this up to 8. This does not trigger reprise, though. So Oscar would need a straight up stroke or an out for blood for this to hit. And Oscar begrudgingly says the block is good. I don't think he's a fan of this matchup. What do you guys think? Does Dawnblade Dory fare well into a tanky strategy? We're going to find out for ourselves in this match, but what do you guys think with your experience? Caleb starting out with the pistol. First shot sends Oscar to 19. Second needs to pump it up. It does have go again. So we'll need to pay to get the counter if he wants to shoot again. Counters up. Caleb shoots again. Coming in for 2. Oscar will block 2 for the skull cap. That is now active thanks to the last pistol shot. And Oscar wants to keep the cards in his hand. So gets to go to his turn with 4 cards. Full grip. I almost said full cards. That wasn't the right thing. Had to nip that in the bud real quick. But Oscar, technically full of cards because he also has the 1 in the arsenal slot. The double arsenal slot hasn't come in yet, so it's still the maximum number of cards you can have is going to be 5 to start your without intellect raising. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I know there's some technicality fans out there. But straight up, 4 plus 1 is the maximum number you can get right now. It is going to be 4 plus 2 here with that new Ranger helmet. As the straight up, almost consider it as a raise of an intellect. Almost. Oscar, Dawnblade, Glint, drew a card, Iron Song. Reprise is active here, so 6 total. Over by 3. Caleb's not thinking if he wants to react with the defense here, or defense reaction here. Getting a board stay check. Caleb's checking if the action point is going to give him, if he's going to get go again, and Oscar points out that Glint will give it go again no matter what, regardless of whether it hits. And Caleb comes in with another unmovable. So 9 total on this block as a yellow, blocks for 6. Because it's not out of the arsenal. If it came out of the arsenal, it would block for another 1. Oscar's going to go Singing Steelblade. He's got 2 cards in hand, so he's either going to route this back or he's going to overpower it. Depends on what Oscar thinks Caleb has. He could route the attack action card, which Caleb would not be able to play again. Or if Caleb doesn't think, or if Oscar doesn't think Caleb can replay the immovable, he could theoretically route that back and potentially just get more cards out of the hands. But Oscar actually chooses to out for blood to give it +3, and reprises triggered. It will give his next Dawn Blade +1. But he would still need to get it to hit. See if Caleb wants to react to it. He's not. Caleb will take 1. After all that, that's a lot of cards for 1 damage, but that's the way it be sometimes. Caleb falls to 19. We got ourselves a square game. Except Oscar has the tempo advantage at the moment. 2 cards still left in hand. And Alfred Blood's going to pump this for 1. So this is Dawn Blade, if swung in right now with no pumps, will come in for 4. But a Steel Blade Supremacy is a pretty good card to help pump this up. So Bracers was activated as well. 7 total. On hit, draw a card there for Oscar, who likely will just arsenal that. Caleb's going to throw his chess piece in front. And there's another immovable there by Caleb. Wants to block 8, does not want to allow Oscar to get a counter, but that will completely destroy Caleb's turn because he will have no cards in hand, no cards in arsenal, and crucially does not have a steam counter on his pistol, so will not be able to come in. So just gets to draw up and pass back to Oscar. Oscar, complete tempo advantage in this game so far. Square life totals though. Keep that in mind. Caleb can use some health here if he wants. Opted to prevent a counter in the last turn. Caleb could just be considering trying to deck him out. It is a valid strategy in Blitz. So Dawn Blade coming in naked bare this time. Only for 3. No blocks for Caleb right now. Reactions phase. No reactions for Oscar. No reactions from Caleb. Take 3. Oscar's going to try to fire off this turn. Bolters are cracked. Give it go again. See if we can't find a hit and run at a hand here from Oscar. That would pump his next Dawn Blade attack and give it go again. But nope, just Dawn Blade again for 3. That tells me attack, reactions, and hand. I think pretty obvious tell. I think everybody else is probably seeing the same thing. I mean, you can even see the stroke that went to the pitch zone. So another 3 coming at Caleb. He is going to block it by 6. 2 cards out of the hand. Does not want this to hit. Does not want the counter. I can agree with that. Oscar says the block is good, so he will sigil. Go up to 22. And that will close out the combat chain. And Oscar will arsenal a card and pass the turn. So, into Caleb's turn, 2 cards in hand. But he's down 6 life. So, you know what? Scratch that. He's down 3 life. Streamer Be Names getting his work in. Getting his work in today. With these life totals. Okay, so Caleb with an arsenal card and draw up. So Oscar continues with the full tempo control. Spoil the ward. Dawn Blade's going to get pumped by 2 and get go again. Theoretically, if Oscar cares about it, does get coppers. And it's not just the next attack that gets it. Any weapon you control that hits this turn creates 2 coppers. Something to keep in mind. A lot of people just get the counters on the first one and then forget about the second. So Oscar pumped it up. It was for 9. Ooh. Should be 8, I believe. Yep, 8. And then Caleb blocks for 9, though. Oscar's going to go blue overpower, though, so it's going to pump it up by, I believe, 4. Yep. So that raises it to 12. Caleb will have a chance to react to this. It says it's good. It gets through. So Dawn Blade does have go again. And there's a resource floating here from Oscar, so he could come back in for 3 straight up. That's exactly what he does. And Caleb's going to block it with Command and Conquer. So we're using all the cards out of his hand again. And then we'll go to his turn. Let's see if he has anything to do with this
card in Arsenal. He does not. Does draw up. So there's that Command and Conquer I was talking about in the last round. Oscar likes to play. And he also plays those Nourishing Emptinesses. Keep that in mind. Now, Nourishing Emptiness is turned off for the rest of this game for Oscar because that Command and Conquer was used to block. Or no, excuse me. That was Caleb's Command and Conquer. We haven't seen Oscar's yet. Oh boy, I always keep thinking Oscar's on bottom because that's usually where he is for our players. Oscar this time, however, accurately coming in with Iron Song Termination Dawnblade. Oh boy, I got my players mixed up there for a second. That's right, Caleb's blocking 3. Crucially though, look at the card he's blocking with. That's a Spark of Genius, which means that is a tutor effect gone from Caleb. Oscar reacts, Reprise is turned on with Iron Song response. It's just a straight reaction game. It's like we're watching Control Magic going on. We got blue-white versus blue-white. Just about. Let me negate your negate. Let me negate your negate. Ooh. I don't know. Spicy business. So, into Caleb's turn. I believe he has 1 card in hands and 1 card in arsenal. So he does. Loads up pitches a blue, loads up the pistol, shoots for 2, and then will likely just pay to load up. Caleb gives it a go again. Oscar takes 2 down to 20. Uh-oh. Atticus, no. I hope not. Oh, no. You see that? 21. You blocked for 10, too? Oh, that's gross. That is gross. All right, well, actually, Caleb, he's able to get a Plasma Purifier. I guess he had an extra one there in hands. I had missed. And so Plasma Purifier, not a bad card out of Arsenal there. Yeah, I'm not surprised you died on that one. I don't think anybody can survive through that. That is pretty nasty. Oh, good grief. I guess props to the Dory player, though, right? For being able to do it. But holy smokes, what a turn. That's, I mean, you know, I talk about the Oscar 1-turn kill. That's just about it. I would imagine something of the same scenario here. That's how our wizard player found himself being turn 1 killed. In this case, Oscar himself is going Sharpen Steel into Dauntless, into Dawnblade. Now, Dauntless is a pretty good card in this matchup. Forces Caleb to pay 1 extra tax. Yeah, I'd be salty too, man. I'm salty for you. That's how salty it is. I got you. I got your back. I'm going to go get some French fries. That way, you know, I can use that salt for good. Just stay away from some water so you don't dissolve. The salt will dissolve just like sugar. You can always get it back. Yeah, that's fair enough. Pull it all away. So into blocks. So Spark of Genius still. Or actually that is the block. Singing Steel Blade. Goes up to 10. We're gonna see a route here. Nope, there's only 1 card in Arsenal, so it's gonna have to be a free one. So Glint, make it go again. Now, if Oscar wants, he will draw a card here. He could always Courage of Bladehold to make this Dawnblade come in for free if he finds an attack reaction on top that he likes here. Coming in for 10. If Oscar has a route in Arsenal, he could still win this game right here on this turn. Actually, no, incorrect. He could get up to 13. Caleb's sitting at 16. Thanks to that sigil. Yeah, Atticus, you might don't go do anything too crazy. now that it's over. You know, just remember you are coming out pretty salty. But I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. And Caleb takes 7, falls to 9. We're getting some damage finally here. Oscar, though, still at his starting life total. Wasn't there the entire game. He did sigil it up. Keep that in mind. Yep, there's a Courage. He did like that card in hand. And dead red Dauntless from Arsenal. There goes that Nourishing. Dawnblade coming in for 6. And defense reactions cost 2 more. The next one does. If Caleb thought the first one was hurting, the second one makes it even worse. But Caleb's done a nice job here of not allowing Oscar to get any counters on his Dawnblade. Caleb's going to start with the Sigil. Raises up to 12. Breaks his hood to shuffle. He wants to shuffle his entire hand away. Both cards gone. Shuffles up. And hopefully we find some good stuff. All right, so Caleb will draw 2. What does he get? Double block. Yep. I imagine he had himself some defense reactions. What do you think there, guys? Yeah. I'm getting some nods on this end as well. So making good use of that hood. Caleb, nothing to do yet again. I mean, he could fire the pistol if he wanted to. Get Chip in there for a couple damage, but not necessary. It's probably smart to save it. Get an attack for 3 later. So Oscar, you know, I almost sound like a broken record here. Has the tempo advantage completely in this game and is keeping the pressure up. Warrior's Valor. Dawnblade coming in for 6. Caleb not overblocking just yet. Oscar is going to fire off an attack reaction with the Reprise trigger there. Stroke of Foresight. He's also going to be able to draw a card and put a card back on top or bottom. So 9 total, so 3 over. It'll have go again if it hits. Caleb thinking about firing off a defense reaction. If he had a Sink Below, that'd be a pretty good rate there, or a Fate Proceed. But alas, he does not, or he just opts not to fire it off. Oscar pumping with his bracers, and then Dawnblade back in, this time for a total of 4. And Caleb blocks for 5. We see the tome is gone. I would have liked to seen Caleb potentially allow Oscar to get a counter there and keep that tome, put it in his arsenal. That could have been his way to get tempo control back in. Yeah, he had equipment I think he could throw out there. To make the 4, the chess piece. But when you're on the back foot, sometimes you don't notice things. You get tunnel visioned. So Oscar gonna keep up the pressure. The damage has trickled or slowly trickled to a stop, but he's still trying. At least in terms of health movement. Caleb, though, has not been able to put any other pressure back on Oscar. He's been required to use all the cards out of his hand. Caleb will allow a Reprise trigger. Will block for 3. So Oscar's going to fire off the attack reaction. So Stroke of Foresight. Draws a card. Puts one back, top, or bottom. Attack critically goes up to 6. I'd like to see Caleb here hold some of these defenses if he has defense reactions and not trigger Reprise. Here's a Sink Below. I think Caleb would have been incentivized here to not spin the card out of his hand to block and then wait. I mean, Reprise still would have been triggered, all things considered. But Overpower raises this up to 12 over 7. Caleb's going to take 5. Falls to 4. Caleb, though, gets 2 cards in his hand to work with. Or no, yeah, 2 cards to work with. What can he do? Remember, he still has that chess piece, I think, that can block for 1. Caleb loads up the Purifier. We're gonna see a shot here. Pistol's coming in for 3. And then Caleb will be able to give it go again. 2 resources floating. No blocks from Oscar. So Oscar takes the hit, uses this health as a resource, falls to 17. And we'll see what Caleb has. Does he have does he have a generic attack action? Nope, he doesn't. He's just going to load back up. Chamber and pistol. So didn't want to fire off the zipper hit. Caleb's going to come back in for another 3. Oscar, to no one's surprise, is not going to block and go to 14. 10 health to the positive. And 4 cards in hand to work with as Oscar trying to close this game out, but Caleb is making it difficult for him. Definitely making him work for it. Oscar's going to come in with the Dawn Blade straight up. Caleb now has to definitely respect non-reprise triggered attack reactions. We have seen a lot of them already out, though. So Caleb going to throw out a card, trigger reprise, out for blood. Pluses it to 6. Caleb's still alive at this point, but also has a Fate Foreseen. 7 total is a block now. Caleb will be able to opt. Oscar is going to route the attack action card that was used as a defense and reduce that block down to 4. Oscar's coming in for a total of 9. So 9 to 4 right now means that Oscar has the win. Caleb forgot to opt there, but that's okay. And Caleb comes in with a unmovable to keep himself alive. Caleb having 2 defense reactions surprised me a little bit there. That he would throw out a card, but at the end of the day, it ended up working. And he has that card back in hand there. So Caleb gonna put a card in arsenal, and Oscar is gonna draw up. I feel like you have to send it. But again, Caleb doing an excellent job keeping himself alive. So gotta give him a lot of credit for that under this, overbearing pressure. Usually it's from the Bravo players that we're talking about crippling or crushing, but Caleb doing what he can to avoid that here from the opposing Dorinthea. So Dauntless raises this attack to 6 and taxes the next defense reaction. Caleb, no blocks, so he's going to have to come out with a reaction. It's going to cost 4. So Caleb pitches 2 cards to pay for it. It is unmovable. At arsenal. It's going to block for 8. So Oscar could attack react here to allow the Dawn Blade to hit. It doesn't have go again at the moment, which is likely why you see that twinning blade in the pitch zone. For those, that like to read their opponents, that could be a pretty big tell that your opponent doesn't have a way to give it go again, potentially. Now, decks are getting pretty thin here, getting pretty bare. Caleb appears to have fewer cards, which would make sense. Oscar has been on the pitch and attack train, while Caleb has been on almost the full defense train. So Caleb's cards are majorly going into the bin, while Oscar's are about 50-50 bin to graveyard. So Caleb's gonna pump up and at least try to get some chip damage in here. Gonna start the blasting, coming in for 3. Gives it go again. Oscar falls to 11. And Caleb is gonna play another induction chamber with the floating 2. So he's getting set up still. He's navigating his way through these turns. So mad credit. That deck is. The sleeves are blue, but mighty thin. I'm leaning by. I can tell you're leaning forward trying to see that, but he may just run out of pitch here, run out of cards to be able to block with. I'm hoping not. Caleb, though, like I said, doing an excellent job keeping himself alive to allow for this setup. Oscar coming in. Dombley does have go again. Caleb's going to block it for 6. Attempting to keep this attack under his block, but that is not going to be the case. Oscar's coming in with an overpowered. Give it another +6 there. Caleb's going to take 1. And then he will need to block. He will need to block the next attack. But that is going to do it there. Nourishing Emptiness was 6. Well, I shouldn't say that. He could have an unmovable, but that will do it. The Nourishing Indians will dominate. Takes the day. I told you, money card here for Oscar. We see that card doing just mad work. Caleb appears 5 cards left in his deck. Ooh. Down to the wire. But Caleb gave it a good shot. Did not roll over and die. Made Oscar work for it. And that will close it out here for us in round number 6. I hope you had a good time. If you enjoyed the stream, if you like the gameplay, hit that like and subscribe button, and then come on over to the Discord and join up for an event. We fire them off Friday night at 5 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. Right now it's Blitz for both, but there could be some other formats in the future, so keep an eye out for that. Come out and play. We'd love to have you. And on behalf of myself, John and James, we appreciate you guys for playing and for watching, and we'll catch you guys at the next one.